Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Playing World of Tanks. I'm AJ, and today we'll be looking at a game that I had in my M48 on the map Lakeville. Now Lakeville is a very interesting map to play in a medium tank, and in this episode I would like to showcase how you play the mid effectively. Any medium tank could do what I do here pretty effectively. I think the most ideal tanks are generally German medium tanks because of their excellent guns and excellent camouflage in case of the Leo 1, and the E50M has excellent hull armor. So that sort of like plays into their modus operandi really well. Now, right off the bat, I used the high view range of the M48 to spot this larva trying to get into the city. And as you see, like, I'm not so sure how good of a crew the larva has, so I just try to keep him on the edge of my spotting reticle to see if I can get as many shots into him before retreating. Unfortunately for him, he gets spotted one too many times and basically gets taken out before he makes it into the city. This is what the M41 on our team should have been doing, but instead he's sniping behind me, so it's left up to me to sort of like spot tanks early that are going into the city. You have to also keep in mind you don't have to go really far to spot the tanks. All you have to do is get up to the first bush that you see in front of me, or the second bush if you're feeling really brave. But the thing is, like, if you get spotted by the enemies on the other side in the first bush, you generally cannot retreat quick enough before your tank is destroyed. So I'm trying to keep myself only as far as this bush I can see and retreat carefully. Now, the other thing that you want to keep in mind when playing mid is that you always want to keep yourself close to whatever cover you have. Generally, there's very few cover places to take cover. The rock in front of me is one place, but that will nearly covered your tank. Now, as soon as I fired the Conqueror, I kind of like realized since he was within my view range, I'll be spotted for that. And the Conqueror is amazing and gun doesn't disappoint and hits me right off the bat. Now I know that the T62A is firing on me, and since I was spotted, I repent my tracks rather quickly because I don't want to take another shot from either the Conqueror or the T62A. I retreat behind this hill and use the gun depression to sort of like poke the ridge and see if I can spot the Conqueror. But he must either have some good camouflage or he retreated behind buildings, so I'm not spotting him at the moment. Now this is, at this point, like, you might think that I'm YOLOing, but actually if you look on the map, a lot of their tanks have been spotted and very few of them haven't. So I just gamble that there's not much that presence they have in the middle. And it was not a gamble per se, it was a very educated guess that there was going to be little to no tanks in the middle, and I used that to my advantage and take out the LTTB that was in the middle. Now I use this giant rock in front of me for cover, and I'll poke on either side of it to sort of like take out the tanks. I try to go out and take out the T69, but I can't. The T62A is firing heat all day long, and because of that, I live with a lot of my health just because he was hitting my tracks over and over again, and the tracks were basically eating his heat shells. Now, I know the T-54E1 has firing on this location since, that was the only tank that could have fired that quickly in my direction. So as soon as he's done firing, since I was counting shells, I kind of take a guess and go out again and try to get a cheeky shot in this Conqueror, but unfortunately for me, he just starts to stop at just the right moment, and before I can put another shot into him, he gets taken out rather quickly. Now I'm going to stay here and make sure that the city progresses further before I move into their base. You could argue that I could go in right now and flank the enemies that are there, but that would leave my flank open and the T-62A could come all the way back and, shoot me in the back, so I just not feel comfortable making that decision right now. The Conqueror somehow bounces one of my shells. I start to progress further. I see the T-62A. Unfortunately for me, the gun doesn't behave on my tank and goes high into his turret. I fire again, but this time it actually pens the T-62A. Now the T-62A is rather run out of friends. This is a very weird spot for a medium tank to be. If you want to go city, you want to go city all the way by the church and actually support your heavy tanks. You don't want to sit as far back as the T-62A was sitting and sniping into the middle like he was doing initially. Now the T-62A gets taken out, and it's rather easy for me to sort of like come around and take out the rest of the tanks that are in the enemy space. Again, on Lakeville, you don't want to overcommit to a valley push. If you're a top tier heavy tank or medium tank, please do not go into the valley. The soft terrain makes it so that anybody can come back rather quickly to defend your base. Now, this E50M is, unfortunately for him, has run out of a lot of his friends. He has the right idea of defending the spot, but if somebody comes around where I am, it's kind of hard to defend anyways. So he starts retreating around the corner, realizing they'll have easy shots on him on his serve, which is kind of his weak spot. And also, since I reload faster than he does, it's not going to be a thing. It's not going to be a competition that he's going to win easily. I know he aspired just yet, so I'm gonna try to put another shot into him and retreat. E50M has one of the lowest DPMs, and so you should take good use of that. And now the Foch is going ham into the E50M, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around, see if I can get shots into the tank before he dies. The Foch leaves him at pretty low health, and I was thinking the Foch might reload in time, but I take him out just as the time expires. So hopefully this was a good example of how to play the middle of the map in Lakeville. It is difficult to play, but once you master it, it's pretty easy. Very self-explanatory. Like initially you spot tanks going into the middle, into the city, you take shots, then you fire between the buildings on the tanks, and if need be, then you go and retreat into the city and help your heavy tanks if you see them outnumbered. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next episode.